Hi everybody, I'm Alison Kent from The Home Kitchen, a site for all things food and kitchen, writing about gatherings, artisanal kitchen products, and kitchen design. And we're talking to 8 amazing women today on fabulous guest on International Women's Day. So, hey, there she is. My girl, come on. Where are you?
Hi! You hear me screaming, turn that off! In the other room?
For feedback?
Yeah, I can hear it in the other room, but I think I hit live at the same time. So if that's anything, that was me.
It's all good. It's all good. I couldn't do an International Women's Day without my bestie.
What a good day to celebrate. I'm so excited. We've tried to do this a couple times now, and now it's finally happening, and it's the perfect day to do it.
We
So
tried to
thanks
get
for
on live a
having
bunch
me.
of times because I think originally, and then you had a question about how to crack an egg or something one day, and I was just like,
Yeah, that's not my strength. I love to eat them.
but I love to eat the eggs. That's fine. Well, why don't you take a second to introduce yourself? Because even though I totally clarified with you and I feel like I nailed it, I'm going to get the difference between events and installations totally botched. So I'm going to let you introduce you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, hi, I'm Ryleah, and I specialize in event design and installations. So, it is a bit different than just, event planning. I specifically go in there and, create the brand activations and turn that to life. So,
You do like the pretty bits, like the interactive, super special. You do the like gorgeous stuff.
the fun stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got really, really lucky. I somehow found a way to do the fun stuff and not the logistics. So, I'm going to keep
But
running with
even
it.
when we met, so did we meet at IDS? Did we met at Kabuni and then got to know each other through IDS? And even when you were doing the booths at IDS, like they were so interactive and fun, and you were meant to like, you were drawn in to go in and touch and feel and like do all the things in the booth, whereas other people was like, just maybe look at it.
Well, thank you for noticing that, because that was not by accident. That was by design. And yeah, it's like the experiential marketing side of it, which at the time, I think now people are getting more familiar with that term, but at the time it felt very, new age. But if it needs to be Instagrammed, I'm your gal.
You're the gal. I was bragging to somebody the other day about your Instagram, saying, "Oh my goodness, you should know Ryleah," because your Instagram also just same thing. And it's only now that I'm realizing the strain, and this is just who you are. But it's just like drawing people in. It's asking questions. It's being interactive. It's like the wallpaper behind you. Do you like A or B? And it's just really, really engaging. And so it's easy to like kind of get sucked into World Ryleah and be like, "Oh, Ryleah."
Thank you. You have to say that though.
I mean, I love you anyways, but yes, you do get totally sucked in. And I sit there and I don't watch a lot of stories, as you all know. But when I do, and it's one of your stories, I'm like, oh, what is she doing now? Oh, she's like A or B. Oh, she's asking questions. Oh, she's like, and it's always so engaging and fun and interactive. And I think that's where a lot of people like me who would just post a story with a photo on it. It's like, dude, that's all I had time for today because it's a photo and there we go. At least I got a hashtag on it and yay me.
Oh my
But
gosh,
you
I
have a
didn't
way
do
of
the
like,
hashtags, so you got me on that one.
oh, but you create like story A bleeds into story B, and then story C is a comparison of story A and B. And then like you're taken always on like this journey of interactiveness, which is so true, I think, also to your installations. Although I've not yet been to one of your events, but like I imagine by the photos
That
that they're
can't be
very
true.
interactive and like, oh, I don't think I have.
Dinner by
Have I not?
design.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that might be true. Okay, well,
It
when
might be
things
true.
are coming back to normal, which very much feels, I don't want to jinx it, literally, but it's getting
No, because
there.
my favorite event of all time is every year we have a ritual for your birthday.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one too.
And we go shopping for plants.
Every year.
Every year we go shopping for plants for
It's a
Ronnie's
good
birthday.
tradition.
And by the next year, she's already killed them all, so we have to get new plants.
You can literally like visually see how well work is going based on the health of my plants.
If it's going well, everything's dead.
It's dead. Yeah.
Well, I think the same's going to be my garden. I'm so excited about all my things growing here, but the more I travel, the more they're just all going to die. I need a garden buddy. I need somebody like be the second hand of my garden. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how are you feeling though? Are you not like exhausted? What is this? The 9th live of the day?
Last for best, best for last. 9th. I've been talking now for almost 9 hours.
My little introvert though. I can't even.
But do you like how the final one? I'm just like on the sofa. I have my wine. This is the La Crema wine now. We're switching up our wine. And we're just like, I knew with you I'd get to just kind of chat and be on the sofa like it's a girls' night, but it's still amazing because you're a kick-ass woman. And I think I recognized that way back in the Kabuni days, because I remember begging you to like quit everything and just come work with me because you were so fun. And then one day you called me up and you're like, so
I quit my job and I don't have a backup plan.
Totally quit my job. I was like, oh, we were serious. Okay.
Yeah, it got me through the first couple months as I was figuring out this business world. So I'm so glad you know.
But nailed it. And how amazing is it that live events are back?
Feels pretty good. Yeah, I don't want to jinx it yet, but things are definitely coming to light a little bit. It feels good. So fingers crossed.
Well, for everybody in the event world, but especially like self-employed and on one career path because you had left all the other things to pursue it, it's been a tough couple of years. But I mean, you did puzzles.
Oh my gosh, what haven't I done? The amount of pivots I've done. But you know what?
It shows your stamina, it shows your like determination, and it showed that no matter what was happening, you actually still had your finger on the pulse of what was going on around you. Because puzzles became a big thing and you turned it around and you had puzzles out there while everybody was still doing puzzles. And I was just so impressed. I was sitting there going, damn, that is smart.
Well, what I tell most people is there is no money in the puzzle industry. Just fun fact. So if you want to look to make it big, don't go down that avenue.
Not puzzles. Okay.
No, but it worked. I think as like a marketing angle, it worked because, you know, we're still talking about it. So that's all I ever wanted was at least when things came back, just, you know, just to be top of mind. And that was my objective with that. So I'm glad it worked. But yeah.
Well, I think it was good because you did do the puzzles of some of your installations and then you gave those puzzles to the people you did the installations for. And so it was very kind of like a full circle moment of, I get that we're not doing events right now, but you know, here I still am and look how fun I am to work with.
You're on to me. You know all my secrets.
It was brilliant.
Aww.
It was brilliant. We have a funny relationship because I really look up to you. Even though I'm like twice your age.
Age mage.
It just goes to show that you just really like, it doesn't matter. And it's kind of funny right now because, you know, my older son Taylor is 18 and his friends are like your age. And then my friends are like your age. So you're like the middle ground for all of my kids and me and everything else. It was kind of funny. I still remember we went out for dinner after that one event. Do you remember that? And the server was trying so hard to figure out what our relationship was because we're interacting like we're just hanging out. But then I definitely looked older and old enough to be your mother because he ID'd you and there was no way he was ID'ing you or something like that. And then he finally just stopped and said, so like what? What's happening?
What is happening? I mean, but I think, okay, I just think that's just a good rule of life though, is you should have friends at every single age or decade. And you do a great job of that.
I have friends from mid-20s, mid to late 20s now, all the way up to like 75,
I think
and
that's
all
the
the
way
way
to do it.
through.
Yeah.
I mean, you're either an interesting human or you're not. I mean, what does it matter? Outside of that, you're either like interesting, you have something to offer, you're engaging, you're generous. I think generous is a big term right now because we've just been so sheltered and by ourselves, and it's hard to remember to be generous to other people with our time, with our energy and stuff like that. It's just opening up again now to be able to do that. But I think, as women, we actually kind of crave that a little bit, and it's been a bit stifled the last few years because how many Zooms can you really do with your friends drinking wine over Zoom, and you're like, I'm so over it. But
Yeah.
you keep going.
Yeah, it's interesting. The virtual world.
The virtual world, which you're still killing on the grams, and I'm glad events and installations are coming back. I can't wait to see some of the things. But during COVID, I was really watching some of your stories and stuff because you were doing a bunch of renovations, and what I liked about it, and including the closet behind you, is that you're in a rental, so you can't actually touch anything, but you did a lot of stuff while not
Yeah.
touching anything.
Yeah. I've learned
You
a ton of
resurfaced
hacks.
everything in that apartment.
Yeah, I feel like second piece of advice. My best kept secret in the whole wide world is use command strips for everything. I acted as if they were like nails. I did millwork, but with Velcro instead. But yeah, I mean, thankfully, I've also been in this space for so long that at the end of the day, the damage deposit has paid for itself. So I did take a few more risks than if I had just been here for a year. But yeah, it was satisfied a lot of like creative cravings I was having when the industry was so kind of up in the air. And I just was like, I need to do a project or I am gonna not be okay. So
But
it
even
did the
your
trick.
home projects were like mini installations all over the house. It was really fun to watch it go. And I loved it when you first did the pictures that you tore out of magazines and you put them all over your wall behind your sofa, which is super, super cool.
That's
And
where I should be
that
sitting today, but the my apartment is such a disaster. This is what we've settled for. And
this is the
also
only
it's a
corner I have
female
left.
owned brand too. A little shout out to Auto Wallpaper. So yeah,
Auto
it's
wallpaper.
fitting. It goes
And
full circle.
the beautiful thing about that wallpaper is it is
It's
peel off, is it
removable.
not?
Yeah.
It's removable.
Yeah. Best quality removable wallpaper I've ever used too. Don't
And
do
tons of
the counter.
graphics.
Tons.
Oh yeah. Graphics and colors and patterns, and you could just without hurting your damage deposit too much, you could just peel it off
right
after.
off. Yeah, I'm
Which
not
you
worried
tried to
about
do
it.
with your kitchen counter about 43 times.
Yeah, that one, I don't know if I can put my stamp of approval on the countertop wallpaper. Wish me luck if I ever do end up leaving, because it might be just easier to pay for new countertops.
But
You win some,
was
you
it
lose some.
but was it a wallpaper you're putting on the kitchen counter? So you have laminate underneath.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like a low tack vinyl, which I thought was low tack. And then when I actually used like a product like this one, I realized it probably isn't. So that one's gonna be, we'll see. But this one was just like so forgiving. It like was night and day in the different products. So yeah, the countertops. I don't know about that.
You might have to just live and die in that apartment now. You're just like, I can never leave because I've done so much damage.
Yeah.
But if you do so if you are trying to do it, look for a low tack option.
Low.
Because it looked really cool. Like you made it look like a completely new countertop. And I had done that with the granite here. But because it's my house, I could damage it as much as I want. And I completely painted over top of this old brown granite to see if I liked the marble look or if it was just trendy. And I just wasn't sure. And so I was trying to test it out to see, do I love it? Or is it just in every photo I look at right now? And so therefore I'm projecting that onto my kitchen. And I wasn't really clear on it. So I tested it out with buckets of marble paint.
I remember that. I think that was the beginning of our friendship. That's smart though. That's smart. You got, yeah, the age-old of trying not to be trendy, or is it too trendy? I get that. I
Not
face that.
trendy. I can't do trendy. Trendy just feels disposable. I
Yeah,
can't
I
do it.
agree
I
with
was just
that.
talking to Bronwyn about that, and it's just like I don't like the word. I don't like the vibe. No.
Yeah, I
I was
get
asked
that.
that with the kitchen awards recently, and they're like, "What's the biggest trend?" I'm like, "No." I just I just wouldn't even answer the question. I'm like, "Trend? No." And so they didn't put me up on the thing after saying my bit because I was like, "No."
But that's a good point, though. It's like that. Then it becomes like the fast fashion of interiors.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's a big ticket thing to be fast fashion about. But your things that you were doing and in your kitchen and other places, you're just getting stuff like you're upscaling stuff from the dollar store and from what is the wood looking you painted them and they were like little
They were half dowels, like
half
semicircle
dowels, yeah.
dowels. Yeah, and because they had a flat surface, that's where I just put the command strips.
That
You
was
know,
command
I'll
strips.
know my
Okay.
secrets, and I just
Uh,
command strip them on.
it looked so good though because it totally changed the space, but it was such a great way to add a quick bit of texture, right? So
Yeah,
now it's not just a flat thing again, where flat on flat on flat with your wall, your counter, and your cabinet, whatever. You suddenly added like rounded edges and texture, which is really cool. And then you were asking everybody on Instagram, what color? Should I paint it this color? Should I paint it that color? And you just got everybody involved. And
that one
then
was
everybody
so.
feels so invested in your renovations.
Oh my! Honestly, it's been so fun. Like with the polls, or even with that one, we did like a screenshot. I sent a screenshot or like an image, and people screenshot it and then colored. They digitally colored which one they wanted,
And how
and
did you color it?
through Instagram
On
stories.
on your brilliant iPad or no?
Yeah, not this one. This one I literally just uploaded to stories and cheated, but I do love that iPad. But it's been so fun seeing, who does get invested in the project. And it's people, what I like about it, and my whole objective with it was, I think a lot of people think design, or even creativity, period, is unattainable. Like, oh, I'm just not a creative person. And I just don't think that's true. I think you have to constantly practice and, try and really start paying attention. Like, what do you gravitate towards? Why? What does it make you feel? Like, or if you don't like something, why? Instead of just, sort of questioning design more,
Yeah.
because it isn't everything and everyone can be creative. And so it's been so fun watching people who, like, wouldn't typically put a wallpaper this wild in their house, but they're still voting on it because they like to pretend. Like, I feel like that's like the gateway, right? Like, just
Yeah.
baby steps and then explore. So that's been really fun.
Well, and the nice thing about a lot of the stuff you've done is it's not necessarily permanent, so that if you're doing a renovation in your house or if you're living in an apartment and you want to do a small renovation or whatever, you can test things out. Maybe you like a hot pink fridge. You don't know. Go paint your old fridge hot pink and see how you like it. And that's like, it's that in between time. And I think I did a lot of that here. That's why I painted the marble and did all these things, is I was trying to question my own, like what I was perceiving as what I wanted to do, because am I just liking that because it's what I've seen or because I genuinely like it? And so
Yeah.
I started just testing things all over my kitchen. Do I like this? Do I like that? And until we did demo, it was just a playground and I could test out all kinds of things. And honestly, even in the new kitchen, there was a lot of testing done too, but that was more permanent.
Yeah, but like it set up the building blocks for you to take those. And you, like, honestly, your kitchen, you've taken so many risks with, or out of the box solutions, and they all paid off. But you need to like do
I
those
hope
building
so.
blocks. No, I'm
I
like,
hope so. I had the appliance. I had Stefan from Midland over for dinner, and he was like, honestly, when I saw your appliance package, I didn't know what the hell you were doing. You had like a white fridge, a black stove, and I was like, what is this woman doing? And then he came for dinner. He's like, oh yeah, okay, yeah,
it clicks.
it makes sense. It's good.
Yeah,
It clicks.
yeah. No, I think it totally. That kitchen is just so incredible. I mean, a couple months ago, I did the same thing, the polls with your kitchen, and oh my gosh, people were freaking out about it. So it was really fun using a different backdrop for once.
There's a vibe for you somewhere where one of your installations is basically like your Instagram stories come to life. Like there's an installation there somewhere in that is going to be brilliant and only you can pull it off.
Oh man, well now you got me thinking. I'll
I
have
can
to come
see
up with
it.
something.
Hmm.
I'm not mad about that. You're onto something
Well,
for
people
sure.
like pick and choose or something, and then by the end, it's like, oh, you designed this installation. Like,
I mean, okay, I don't want to talk all my business ideas out in the open here, but
okay, no,
yeah,
okay.
how fun would that be? I had that
Nobody
idea
else take that idea. It's Ryleah.
but like with an actual, maybe like an Airbnb or something that's all completely designed based on votes. That has been in my back
Yes. Oh,
pocket
we've
for
talked about
so
that
long.
before.
Would that
Yeah.
not be fun? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
there's something there. Maybe like a Kickstarter. And I don't know. There's something there.
Yes, because that's getting people involved from square one.
Right? And then they like vote on the design process.
Yeah. And this is like a live, but this is how we just talk in normal. We're like, oh my God, and this, oh, and like
I keep
ideas
forgetting we're
nonstop.
not just FaceTiming, and I'm like, oh, what did I say?
Okay, scratch all that. Those are all Riley's ideas. Ignore them.
Yeah.
They'll be brilliant. Okay, well, before we give away too much of your company, we'll close up because it's been a day. But I'm so glad that events and installations are coming back, and I can't wait to see what brilliant things. Every time you show pictures of something you've put together, I'm trying to fathom the amount of like manpower that went into that, because even just to do, you saw me try and do this little balloon for my daughter's 30th birthday this year, and I was like, it was a chore, it was a job, and you do that times scale of 10 all the time. I can't even fathom. And you notice that I've never volunteered to help. I'm like, yeah, that looks like a lot of work.
I work with great teams.
As you should. And Ryleah Shae Creative being another woman-run business that is kicking ass, so that's good to see too. And I'm so glad that you have like survived COVID and come out the other side, that we're going to see lots of more brilliant creative things. And this apartment's pretty much like all wallpapered now, so you're going to have to
I know, I have like a bathroom and one wall left, so please ready for some work projects.
Donate your spaces to Ryleah. You can sign up on Instagram.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much for chatting with me today. That was a brilliant, I love that end to my day, and that makes me so happy, and I love you so much. So
love you so much. Thank you for including me. And congrats. That's huge. So congrats on your day.
Thank you. We'll
Go
see you
rest
soon.
the vocal cords.
Okay, bye.